Well, hey folks, all right, I got the A-10, the FREEWING A-10 80mm Thunderbolt version 2 all together. I went with the Air Combat Command livery with the shark teeth and this livery back here, and this is what according to the instructions. You can see the tail insignia back there. That's what I went with. And yes, there is a glow down the pipes there. I know the A-10 does not have afterburners. Oh well, I wanted afterburners. So I put afterburners in it. Mine has got the experimental afterburners, okay? But let's get her out to the field and get you a maiden. And hopefully I'm going to try to do 3 flights. Do the maiden for trimming. The second flight will be some more, landing practice. Maybe see how she stalls. Maybe do a little inverted. And then hopefully on the 3rd flight I'll be able to get you a speed run and see what kind of speed I can get out of this. All right, meet you at the field. Stay tuned. This thing looks awesome. I think it's going to fly just as well as it looks. I really do. Hey folks, all right, Fat Guy Flyers RC out here at the Avon Park Aero Modelers Club. Woo! I'm nervous. As far as what I can be able to see on YouTube and other videos, this is the first private video of anyone owning the brand new 80mm A-10 from FREEWING version 2. It was just released last week. And the only other private video I've seen is CRNC China, YouTuber over in China. So as far as United States, I'm thinking this is the very first one. Got my unbox and build video ready to go. This is the maiden. Rates are going to be on the high rates. Flying her clean. And she comes with a nose wheel gyro already set up, already installed. And I'm going to take off in the manual mode with the gyro turned off. There is no self-level, just wind mitigation. And you can turn it on, but I don't have that turned on. You have to have that Blue Bridge box to do that. But we're going to fly in manual and make sure she's trim. And then we'll see how the gyro is. She's got lights. She got the blue slime lights. And you scale guys will just have to forgive me. I couldn't resist installing 2K model afterburners. I know the A-10 doesn't have afterburners, so you scale guys, if you have that big of a problem with it, you can send me a check and pay for the plane. But I wanted afterburners in it, and I installed them. All right. All right, timer set for 3.5 minutes. Here we go, here we go.
Gear tucked away.
Okay, definitely needs some down elevator.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
All right. All right. She's moving.
Time remaining 2 minutes. The gear is down. Landing flaps.
All right. A little windy for me to tell just how well trimmed she is, but so far so good.
Flaps up.
Did notice a little bit of rise in the when I deployed landing flaps, but that's okay. I can deal with that. All right. And like I said, it's a little too windy to be able to tell just how much trim, mainly just on pitch. All right, let's try this again. We'll see how takeoff flaps do. Shake off these nerves a little bit. Good flying plane though so far.
Flaps up.
All right.
Gear tucked away.
The takeoff flaps are going to have to come down a little bit more because they're really not helping at all.
Time remaining 1 minute.
All right, let's go around one time. I'm going to drop the gear.
Down.
Drop the gear as it comes by. All right.
Take off landing flaps.
Yeah, I like the flap settings. A little high.
Braking. Cruise flaps up.
All right, like I said, honey, if you would pan over to the flags here, you can that way you can kind of steal what kind of a wind I'm dealing with. All right, back to the plane. I love the slime lights. They really show up well. Steering seems pretty good.
Braking. Cruise mode.
All right. So far, so good.
The jets are cooled.
All right, we had 19 seconds left on a 3.5 minute timer. Like I say, you can see my shirt. it's kind of windy, but pretty much down the runway. All right, honey, would you come here, please? We got two 5,000 HRBs in here. All right, let's unplug. The UBEC is in line, already plugged in. You plug it into to your receiver. All right, we'll check the back battery. And 47% on that one. And the front one running the afterburners, 44%. So honestly, for 3.5 minutes, I'll reset my timer for the next flight for 4 minutes and we'll be in good shape. Alrighty. Let's go around some of the features of the plane real quick. This is the 10-channel Lemon RX receiver, 10 channels, and I hate the way they got that design. You've got to plug in from both sides. With whoever decided to do it that way needs to be horsewhipped. And there's an antenna hanging up here from there just to make sure. That is the guard gyro system, which I didn't even turn on. I flew the plane the entire time and landed without the gyro on, so the plane is great. I had her inverted for a short time. I did have to hold a little bit of up elevator or down elevated, but not that bad. Definitely 4 minutes, and we'll go over the rates and CG and everything. Actually, I can go ahead and show you CG. It's actually underneath the wings. You can see CG marks there. I can't feel them, but they're there. Right there. You actually feel it, and she's pretty good right there. Pretty good right there. All right, show you this gear. incredibly strong gear. This plane is not a light plane at all. And I don't know if I have the antennas on right. I did that here at the field. And also, but all the linkages were hooked up. I did put in a little bit of up elevator and seemed to need that by default. Actually, I had too much up elevator, so I'm gonna put it back. But I'll tell you, she's a good flying plane. I like it so far. That's just the first flight, so it's really hard to form an opinion. But yeah, let me get her flipped over again. But so far, I'm very pleased. I haven't given her a clear coat yet, but I do have it in the, what would I put it in? The Air Combat Command livery. And that's what I put it in. So there you go, folks. More flights to come. Thank you, and God bless. Hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC out here today on Parkfield. All right, second flight ever
Motors are hot.
of the A-10 version 2 80mm by FREEWING. Man, this is first flight. It's very windy today, but this big old heavy bird could care less about the wind. All right, let's go ahead and get her up in the air, get this second flight in the books. This time I want to do a little more inverted and see if I can't do a clean stall. I don't want to do too much. Brand new plane, and that right out there, what you see is $1,000 by the time, actually a little more than that. The plane's $779, got $70 worth of receivers, $70 worth of afterburners, and about $150 worth of battery. So yeah, well over $1,000 right there. So
Starting the fun over.
I'm definitely going to take it easy. I'm flying it through my wallet. This is not a sponsored plane. All right, and yes, you heard me right. It does have afterburners in it.
Fire the cannon. Gun silent.
All right. I put afterburners in it because it's my plane and I wanted to. I know the A-10 doesn't have afterburners. This one has the upgrade. And it has a nose wheel gyro. It came with the plane. Came installed.
Gear tucked away.
A little bit up elevator. A little more. All right, you're flying along, you lose power. All right, she starts dropping the wing to the right just a touch. Okay. All right, you're flying along, lose power, hold up elevator. Well, she started rising on me. So. Hard to tell.
Remaining 3 minutes.
Looks like she wants to drop to the right just a touch. Definitely needs some left aileron.
The gear is down. Landing flaps.
Very stable. Gotta maintain enough speed though. About stalled her out there. Well, she's got the power for it.
Flaps up.
All right. This is not a hard jet to fly. Not hard to fly at all. All right.
Gear tucked away. Time remaining 2 minutes.
Da 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 da. I know it's the wrong. Oh wow, man, she snap rolls great.
The gear is down. Landing flaps. Braking. Cruise mode. Flaps up.
All right, now I want to fly. I want to land her now with no flaps. And into this wind, I shouldn't even need flaps anyways. But I gotta know how she's going to react. And I'll tell you right now, she's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. This is one sweet flying plane right here. All right, let's do takeoff flaps.
Flaps up, gear tucked away.
All right.
Time remaining 1 minute.
We'll bring her in closer to us here.
The gear is down.
That big old wing and
30 seconds.
that.
20 seconds. Braking. 10. Cruise mode.
Man, what a great flying plane. She's not hard to land. I'm landing into a little bit of a cross breeze. Hey, look at those flags right there. Show them those flags. While I go get my checker I left on the table. Then you look back at the plane if you would. And I know, the A-10 does not have afterburners. I know that. My A-10 had the upgraded afterburners, though. It had this is an Air Force experiment. The pilot's getting a little extra bonus. All right. Latch is very tight. All right, first battery. 37% left, perfect. So 4 minutes is perfect for this jet. 37% equally. So yeah, set your timer 4 minutes, fly the way you want. This, folks, is one great flying plane. These first 2 flights was the maiden. Second flight was just to do a little bit of testing, try invert it a little bit. I think I did it in the first one. See how she stalls, do landing approaches with or without flaps, and you know, before you can really say you've got a plane locked in, you got to get a good 10 flights in her to really be you're really comfortable with her. So that's just 2 flights. So I'll be able to get me more flights, and I'll have a little better greaser landings, and I'll be able to really show this thing off. But I'll tell you right now, this thing is awesome. Absolutely awesome, awesome, awesome. Let me say it again. It's awesome. All right, folks. Well, there you go. That is the all brand new, just released 80mm. Forgot. Look really close on that nose. That's a little light right now, but look at that nose.
Fire the cannon. Fire gun silent. Fire the
Can you see it? Barely. Let me get closer.
Fire gun silent. Fire the cannon. Gun silent.
That is so cool. So cool. She's big. All right, we'll go over the rates and everything back in the man cave. I'll do the after flight reports. But I tell you what, this is one great flying jet, one great flying A-10. Free wing, I tell you, you hit it out of the ballpark with this one. All right, y'all have a good one. Bye-bye. Hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC out here at the Avon Park Field. All right, we're going to take up the all brand new FREEWING Thunderbolt version 2 80mm A-10. Going to do a speed run this time. This is the 3rd time I've had her in the air, and I feel confident enough to do a speed run. I got her in the Air Combat Command livery. And yeah, I do have KMO afterburners. Yes, I know the A-10 doesn't have afterburners, but mine does. I wanted afterburners, so I put them in. Yes, it's reading. Actually, let me.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
Hold on. Okay, there it is. It's reading now. It's awfully windy. All right.
Take off flaps.
This thing is so big and heavy, this wind
Starting the fun over.
really don't matter. All right. Here we go.
Flaps up. Gear tucked away. Time remaining 4 minutes.
All right, here's our speed run now. All right.
The gear is down.
That was our speed run.
Landing flaps.
Whoa. Woo!
Flaps up.
Right now, if I had a piece of coal back in my backside, it just became a diamond. Woo! That was a little hairy. Little hairy.
Braking. Cruise mode.
All right, stick the brakes on. But shake off these nerves and proceed as normal. And I don't think that was over 100 miles an hour, but I think pretty close. Read. Not bad. 121 mile an hour. 121. All right. Start. All right, we're reading. Now we're going to take her into a hard dive. And I know that's not a true test, but I just want to see how fast I can make the A-10 go. All right. And not going to land with flaps this next time, because that was the problem. I shouldn't have tried to land with flaps this wind. but I was just being
Takeoff
kind of casual with how careless with how heavy she is.
remaining 3 minutes.
All right.
Flaps up. Gear tucked away.
All right. Gonna take it up. Flip it. Hard dive. All right, that should definitely give me my speed run.
The gear is down.
Okay. I wish we had some clouds. What I do? Oh, polar opposite landing of the last one. I love a jet that absolutely keeps you on your toes, that you feel like you're going to lose it at any moment. That's the best kind of jet flying right there. Come back here. There you go. All right. See how fast we had that puppy that time. Read. 132 mile an hour. 132. All right. 132. Let's go ahead and turn that app off. Let's finish this flight for fun. Just for fun. And this time, since we landed in that grass over there, let's take off in the grass. Let's just show what that gear can do. That way you guys that got grass fields know that you're in the market for this thing, that it can handle it if you're in the market for it. 2 minutes left.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
No problem.
Gear tuck, flaps up.
Man, that gyro's got this thing locked in. A little bit of pressure of or down elevator pressure, but not too terribly bad. I know I'm a long ways off. Fly by dirty, or with the gear down at least. All right.
Time remaining 1 minute.
Yeah, she's a big heavy bird. Touch and go. All right. We'll do one more up and down. One more quick up and down.
Seconds. Fire the cannon.
When I land this time, pay attention to that cannon. I keep forgetting I got it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. Yeah, I can see it.
Braking. Cruise mode.
All right. She's landing, and there's enemy personnel on the runway. And it's still firing.
Gun silent. Fire the cannon. Gun silent.
All right. Great flight. Great plane. Man, I tell you what, I just wish she wasn't no $779. But, man, the engineering that goes into this thing, woo! Yeah, buddy. All right, we were 7 seconds over on, I had reset the timer for 4 minutes and 10 seconds.
Starting the fun over.
Okay, so we flew for 4 minutes and 17 seconds.
The jets are cool.
So that is excellent for that big of a jet. 2N80 sucking that juice. And this plane is heavy. You know what? Let me show you real quick. CG, I don't know the numbers, but it's written on the plane. It's actually got written on the underside of the wing. You can't miss it. Great big CG marks. So, and she's heavy. Pretty good, pretty level right there. So that's good. All right, love them slime lights, them blue slime lights. All right, let me check this battery. Batteries are warm. I'm running 5300 SMC high voltage packs. That's got 36% left in it. And where's the other one? All right, here's the other one. I got the batteries, they're both ends facing each other. Okay. 33% left. So 4 minutes and 17 seconds is fine. Really, I just set it for 4 minutes, and that way you got a little extra go around in case you miss your landing. You know you'll be okay. Set your timer for 4 minutes to be safe. And I tell you what, this is one incredible flying plane. I just absolutely am blown away with the quality, the way it flies, and in this crazy wind. If y'all hear the wind, understand we got a wind muff and filters running. If you can still hear the wind, that tells you what kind of wind I'm in. And next time I bring her out, I'll put the ordnance on. We'll probably come out here in the morning and do a morning sortie where you can really see these lights. But I tell you what, jam up, absolutely jam up. All right, folks, and also give you an idea how big this thing is. Now, on a good day, I'm 5'9½", 5'10". Okay, so shows you how big it is. All right, well, I'll meet you back at the man cave. We'll go over these flights, and here you go. All right, God bless y'all, and God is good. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and the brand new A-10 80mm version 2 Thunderbolt from FREEWING. Bye, y'all. All right, we're back. This is got back from the maiden flight. We had 3 flights. Man, and I was right. This thing flies as good as it looks. I mean, this thing is phenomenal in the way it flies. I flew the entire, I never experimented with my low rates or mid rates. I flew the whole thing, all of them in my high rates. And the first flight, I didn't even turn the gyro on. I had the gyro turned off in manual mode. And honestly, maybe she was a little more locked in the second 2 flights, but I'll tell you, this thing is so big and has such a strong presence, I really didn't even see a need for the gyro. It does just great without it, but it was windy, so kind of hard to, but y'all know me, it's always going to be windy when I fly. I did have a tragedy. I broke off my top antenna when I was at the field taking the wings off. So turned it upside down, forgot about that antenna being there, and snapped it off. And unfortunately, they don't give you spares. But let's talk about the plane a little bit. My last flight, I ran with these batteries here, which were 2 SMC packs, 5300, one here and one here. Afterburns plugged into one. I think I told you in the video, I would have had like maybe 30 or 40% left after a full 4 minutes and 10-second flight. That's got the, plane's just too big to pick up. The guard system back there. And I got a 10-channel Lemon RX stabilized receiver, but I'm not using the stabilizer. I'm letting the guard gyro do that function for me. Oh, and hear that? It has a wheel gyro. It has a steering gyro. It comes with it. I saw nothing in the instructions or the videos on this. It has a steering gyro. I'm like, wow, that's a nice little surprise bonus. All right. Let's go over my rates that I flew in. Try to turn this thing around to where you can see the wings, because this is not what you call a small model. Oh, and yeah, real quick, watch the nose.
Fire the cannon. Fire the gun silent. Fire the gun silent.
That's cool. I kept forgetting about it too. I think that was only in the last flight that I even turned it on. But see the wing, man, you can hear that nose gyro, and it steered down the runway, no problem at all. I did some grass stuff, and it just, this is a big plane. This is a big plane. Yeah. Now I will tell you, you have to keep the batteries in it, because she will rock back on her nose. Let me move the camera just a little bit to where you can see the full deflection. But I was in high rates the entire time. Okay, flew everything in high rates, so I have no idea how she flies out of those. 100% on my ailerons, 30% expo, elevator, 100%. Okay, 30% expo, and rudder was 100%, 30% expo also. I'll go ahead and share my, well, I'll just tell you, my mid rates were 80, and or my mid rates on everything are 90, and my low rates are 80. But I'll show it to you real quick, just on ailerons.
Low rates.
So, okay. Elevator low rates, rudder low rates. Okay. This is mid rates, which is 90. Okay. Now, I found with my flap system, this flap setting seemed to work pretty good. On Spectrum, flaps up 100%, okay? Takeoff flaps, 0%, and then landing
flaps.
negative 50%. Now, there is a little bit of an elevator mix. For takeoff, 5% down elevator. For landing, 10% down elevator. And it's on a 2-second deployment. And the plane was completely trimmed out of the box. Did not have to do any trimming at all. I can't say, it's so simple. I mean, you hit the 2 buttons, slide the wing out, 1 ribbon, your wing comes off. I did not fly the ordnance, I just got it on to show you. The water slide decals, all you're doing to the outside and the end tips of the rudders, and then your nose arc. And that's it. All the other decals are installed for you. And like I say, it's just really cool that it has a nose wheel gyro. It came with it. I didn't know anything about it. And sure enough, I mean, I fired her up, and that nose is just, I started turning it, and it reacts. And I'm like, wow, they didn't say anything about that. Yes, the afterburners are in there, but I've got them, I got them to where they don't come on until I get about 20% throttle. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I have them where they come on all the time. Yeah, hold on. Hope the camera won't get blown away. The camera's going to... I can't even hold it. I can't even hold it. I got it 3/4 throttle. I can't even hold it. Sorry. But when I get to full throttle, they have that blue flame. But y'all have seen it before. But I'll tell you what, that was an amazing maiden. I don't remember. I want to say for the speed, I don't even remember now. I know I put it on the video. I said it in the video. But she's heavy, which is nice in one sense because the wind doesn't matter. I mean, she just cuts right through the wind. But because she's heavy, she carries her momentum well. And so you have to plan accordingly on your landings. You know, she's not going to float in. In fact, and there was one area where I just about lost her because I got too slow and she started to drop. So, but I'm sorry, but
Fire the cannon.
That's cool.
Fire the cannon. Gun silent.
All right, folks. Well, there you go. I mean, oh yeah, CG is on the bottom of the wing. I don't even. Well, you know what? I got the manual open. I can tell you the numbers. 78 millimeters back from the leading edge of the wing. 78 millimeters, but it's actually written on the wing. You can feel it, the actual marks, and with the gear down, because that's the way you're going to land. Let me find it. Oh, come on. I know it's there. There it is. There they are. Yeah. Oh gosh, she's heavy. And she's pretty level. Maybe slightly nose heavy there with where I got the batteries. But she's a big plane. And she's a heavy plane. She is a heavy plane. But I tell you what, she flies like a big old sweetheart. Big old pussycat. And very, very forgiving. I couldn't get over how easy she was to fly. And don't get too slow in your turns. But that's with any jet for sure. And respect her. She's big. She's heavy. She got some power. The reverse thrust function works really, really well. And I put that on the bind switch up here for safety. That way, if you put on a switch, the switch stays in that position. Well, if you hit it while you're flying, you get confused. Now you got reverse thrust upstairs, up in the sky, and now you got a really bad day. But if you had it on momentary, it automatically goes back to forward momentum, which is what you want. The light package is incredible on this plane. These blue slime lights are just phenomenal. Battery bay has got all kinds of room in it. This is all hard plastic around here. I did have to carve a little bit of foam out here to catch where this front battery rides, because the strap seems to be just enough. So I carved a little bit of foam out, but that's okay because there's no venting in there. So now I got some venting holes so help cool off that inside there. I assigned the guard system to my B switch. Now,
Gyro on. Manual mode.
I can turn a gyro off and I can turn the wind gyro on. And now if you get a Blue Bridge system, you can go on there and program to have self-level. It doesn't come with self-level, just gyro. And gyro on, gyro off, okay? But it doesn't need it. The wind gyro, it helped, I guess. Because it's such a stable plane, I didn't even notice when it was on versus when it was off. I really didn't notice the difference. The ordnance just slide on or off, and it's numbered 1 out to 4, and it's actually written on the each pylon. And then you can mix and match all your components any way you want to. They all fit the same. Haven't flown with the ordnance. I just want to show it to you. The landing gear is absolutely stellar. I had some, not the best landings, and I had some hops and jumps and everything, but it handled it. Grass was not an issue. So you grass guys got a grass field, and our grass was about that thick, and it didn't even notice it. It didn't even notice it was in grass. Till I dropped my flaps, and she flew right out, and she landed in the grass, no problem. Didn't even notice the grass was there. So, hey, that's a good thing. All right, well, I'm just saying, the maiden went great. The 2 flights after that went great. The speed, a lot faster. I didn't think it was over 100 miles an hour, and I want to say I was 127. I think was my fastest, and that was after hard dive and like 100. I think 117 straight and level. And for this great big of an airplane, pretty darn good. Oh, and the flight time. Wes was getting, setting it at 3.5 minutes. Hey, 4 minutes and 10 seconds. 4 minutes and 10 seconds, and you won't have any problem. Set it for 4 minutes, fly the way you want. If you want to kind of be a little easier on it, you can go maybe a little over 4. But I had my last flight at 4 minutes and 10 seconds, and I still had 30 some odd percent left on the battery. So let me tell you something. This is a great flying plane. Great flying plane. Can't speak for the standard version, but this high performance version is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Well, folks, thank you so much for watching. This is Fat Guy Flies RC. This is the all-new FREEWING A-10 version 2, 80mm, and it is one awesome flying beast. All right, well, y'all have a good and God bless y'all. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and then A-10s. Bye, y'all.